Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just Chat. I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did some Kurther stuff, I think, and also some more job quest shenanigans. And in this episode, before we go and continue with the main story, it has once again been like a week or something since I recorded, which is the way that I was gonna do this. A new event has started, where I can get myself some more glamour. So I'm gonna go and do this quest. A Journey to Remember, which is going to give me this stuff over here. Which I gotta say, I do like quite a lot. Excuse me, miss, do you have a moment? I'm Remumu, with the Harbor Herald. And judging by your dress, you're one of those well-traveled adventurers I've heard so much about. No doubt one as worldly as yourself has heard the rumors of an unusual warrior maiden from the Far East. Danger constantly follows in her footsteps, and the Far Easterners I've spoken with claim her dress and fighting style are nothing they've ever seen. Do you know what happened the last time a strange warrior from unknown lands came towards you? That upstart Petir Winsome practically stole the parchment from my desk to write his history. Our readership soon doubled, and he's been regarded as the Harbor Herald's finest reporter ever since. That should have been my story, and I'll be damned if it beats me to this one. But if following her is as dangerous as it sounds, I'll need an adventurer like you to keep me safe. If you're interested, meet me down at Costa del Sol. That's where she was last spotted. So that's where I plan to start. Quest accepted with a very special symbol. This is a reference to another Final Fantasy game, I think. But I don't know which one, because I've not played all of them yet. Hello. Ah, you're here at last. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. She was here just a few bells ago, or so I was told. Look, over there, could it be? Begging your pardons, please do not think me strange for asking, but can you tell me if we are close to Selbina, or perhaps Mahara? I fear I am hopelessly lost. Selbina, Mahara, sorry dear, but you're on the eastern shore of Vilbrand, eastern Lanoche to be precise. I take it you're a far eastern traveler that's been the talk of the taverns as of late? You've cut quite the warpath through Yarzia, from what I've heard. Yes, I hail from the far east, but Vilbrand, Lanoche, I cannot recall such names. Though truth be told, I cannot recall much of anything since awakening in these strange surroundings. By Byricot's beard, you mean you've lost your memory? I remember, my name is Iroha. I am training in the way of the glaive. Though I feel I am still a novice. Before awakening here, I was on a mission to... Forgive me, it is hard to make sense of what little I can recall. The only clear thoughts in my mind are of master and a powerful technique I labor to perfect, Amatsu Kiori. I am certain it is essential to completing my mission. Interesting. Interesting you'd remember training above all else. Perhaps that's the key. If you continue to practice your master's training or teachings, it stands to reason other related memories might come back to you. Recalling my mission by first recalling master's teachings. Yes, that does sound plausible. That does seem plausible, whatever. I do not doubt many of the techniques I learned have a specific purpose. I do not doubt whatever. I'm sorry. First video of the session. Always happens. It would only be a matter of focusing on this particular one. This is the scoop I've been looking for. A Far Eastern warrior on a special mission. What if we're in danger? What if we're in danger? Wait, I have no idea. This isn't some fairy tale like Petir's story. People need to know. But she's no good to us if she can't remember anything. Help her so we can get to the bottom of this. Here, take this map before you. Training won't do you any good if you get lost now, will it? Your kindness is greatly appreciated. Thank you. To journey alone in this strange land would be a trial all its own, I am sure. Might we explore the shores south of here? I recall mention that the beach was an excellent place for training. Something about the aquatic wildlife being suitable for sparring. If the creatures here are similar, I would like very much to try my hand against them. And I trust you'll ensure she has every opportunity to do so. Now, don't let me keep you. The sooner she remembers her mission, the better. When she's had her fill of combating critters along the coast, perhaps she should rest in Nimza, where it's safer. Bulwark Hall should do nicely. It's the first place she'll see after coming to the gate. Nod. Goodbye. Alright. And now we need to go and join a fate. So, yeah. I have to remember... I'm sorry, I have to wait for this fate to spawn. There's gonna be other people around here waiting, probably. There are 2 other people standing here, waiting menacingly. I'm sorry, it's 3 now. That's an interesting mount. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. This one neither. Don't remember. The bed I've seen before, though. Alright, my friends, I will meet you guys back here once the fate has spawned. It has begun. The battle has begun. Against the crabs. Go and get my tank stance going. Because why not? This is definitely a reference to an older Final Fantasy game, but I have no idea which one. Or just another one. Well, it sounds older because the music doesn't sound modern. Could be a tactics thing. I've never played tactics, so... Some people might be like, what? Yes, sacrilege, I know. Bonk. Don't you love fates? I do not. Fates give me mental pain. Right. And let's go back to Limzer Laminzer. Limzer Laminzer. Alright. I also got some storm seals, which is very nice because I still need those to do things. Yes. As a matter of fact, yes. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. More like I'm somewhat of a gamer myself. Right. Hello. Training at the beach was invigorating. It has been too long since I enjoyed such sport. Fighting alongside one so well versed in the arts of war, I would like to think I improved my form by following your example. At first I doubted crabs would be suitable for practice, but I was quite wrong. Testing your strength against their hardened shells, swing after swing, and over again, I could easily spend days or even weeks at a time battling them. If only I could remember who suggested this training regimen. Get this crystal. Get a load of this. Oh my, what a peculiar stone. I sense something within it. Something familiar. Something dark. A grueling battle in the cold against evil made manifest, a lord of shadows, long dead, yet somehow resurrected, the fate of the realm hanging in the balance, I remember. And yet I am not convinced these visions relate to my mission. Why would Master entrust me with the means to slay such a foe? The answers must lie within my memories. They have to. All the more reason I must hurry to complete my training and perfect Amatsu Kiori. While waiting for your arrival, I asked a couple of travelers from Gridania, I think, where I might find creatures of a more dark and unusual nature. They told me a place called Hawk Manor. A cursed estate whose grounds play host to various sorts of hellish monsters. These creatures sound like promising opponents, full of the fury and cunning I would expect in a true battle. Now then, let us be off. When we are finished, we can meet in the nearby town. Is this gonna be another fate? I've actually never finished this quest, so it's probably another fate. Oh lord. Cool? Question mark? Of course that fate is happening right now, and of course it's about to finish, and I'm gonna have to wait again. This is why I don't like fates. So in a certain quest line, I guess you can call it. So annoying. In a certain quest line, or when getting the relic weapons, for people who know it, you actually have to you have to beat specific fates, and fates spawn at random, so it's just waiting around a lot of the time. And some fates are really, well, I wouldn't say rare. Well, I guess there are rare fates, but when it comes to the book things, they're not super rare, but they're also not the common fates that spawn all the time. So it's the worst. I hate it. I don't like the fate system. Well, I like the fate system, kind of. It's interesting. But I don't like that it is required for certain things. That's what I don't like about it. But oh well. Not like I've got much of a choice anyway. If I want to do most of the things. And thus, I stand here again, waiting, again, with the same person, again. Be right back. The fate has appeared. Hello. You dang imps. Oh, I need to level sync. Let's see. Can I please? Hello. Kill them. Kill them all. Here's Rampart just in case. Since I don't have any... Well, I do have some self-healing, I guess. Just not that much. There we go. It doesn't take that long for this fate to respawn, though. It's not too bad. There we go. And then another one. Whoopsie. I screwed up my combo again. Oh no. Oh, hi, Mark. Also, this person has Thologen, so I think I'm fine. For some kind of a reason, my screen just went black. So I had to use... That's interesting. So I had to use my freaking... my OBS window to see what I was doing. Wow. There's Reprisal again. Maybe use Thrill of Battle. Don't you love being a tank, just spamming the AoE button over and over again? There we go. That should be all. Ba, 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 ba. Right, back to Gridania. Here we go. This person is also gonna do the same. I wonder why. Do I have faster loading times in this person, though? I don't. They were faster than me. Sag. Let's go and use the shortcut. Hello. Thank you once again. Thank you for once again aiding in my training. To witness such majesty and grace on the battlefield is truly inspiring. It served as a wonderful lesson in combat. Oh, you have found yet another strange stone. Yes, it radiates a warmth much like the last, but the color is... Wait, do you hear that? Along an arduous journey together with a young girl, this vision is not what I expected. We fought many battles together, and we were not alone. No, I dare say our comrades were well beyond counting. But what business would I, a lowly student, have undertaking such missions? I cannot make sense of it. Still, I must thank you for this. Before meeting you, I was hopelessly lost, smothered by a fog of fear and uncertainty. But now I have your light to guide me, and you have brought me yet another step closer to completing my training and unlocking the memories the memories still dormant in my mind, or whatever. After speaking with a few of the patrons here before you arrived, I believed I found the perfect place to continue honing my skills, the Sagodi Desert. If what I was told is true, a creature of unspeakable terror roams the sand. They say its strength is impossible to gauge, as no one lives to tell of its great might. But together, I believe we can lay the beast low. When we have finished, we can take a hard rest in Ulda. This quest is a lot more involved than I expected. Oh boy. I thought I was only gonna have to do one fate, but it seems like I'm gonna have to work for my glamour. Oh well. Let's see. Deep in the Sagodi Desert. It's actually the name of like a random fate. Right. It has not yet begun. It might begin. Which would be quite nice if it began when I appeared. I love the freaking desert, man. I love it so much. In any game I play, the desert or just like sand regions, I love it. Sand and snow are two things I just really like in games. Bum, bum, bum. Not a big surprise that this person is still here. Dun, 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 dun. Slash sit, and I will be right back again. Alright, here we are. Let's do it. Hello? What is happening? I think it's first this little... Get over here, ya booger. Nice Rampart. Paralysis, which is a little bit annoying. But I don't think it's gonna... Ha! I don't think it's gonna do much. Freaking stops me the moment that I need to move. Clever. Nice. Reprisal to get some of that damage away. Whatever. Wow. Nice miss, bro. Dude has missed me like 2 times already. Which I'm not complaining about, because that's less paralysis that I have to deal with. Some more berserk. And there we go. Ba, 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 ba. I like this music. Alright. And once again we are both going to the same place. It's all for that glamour, bruh. Ba, 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 ba. Hello. There are no words to express my gratitude for your assistance. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine confronting the legendary circuit. If not for you, I would be but one of the countless victims who succumbed to this poison sting. Another stone, yes, it comes to me now. A mortal struggle, forbidden magics, uttered in a final bid for salvation. It all makes sense now. The pitched battles, the arduous journeys, and fellowship of adventurers. It was not my life that I recalled, but rather the tales of a great hero I mistook as myself. I suspected such feats were too extraordinary to be my own, and the memories held within its stone. Within the stone have removed all doubt. They were of a journey into the past, one that revealed a horrible truth I dare not repeat aloud. And I remember my home, Vanadil, I think. It is not some territory or continent, but an entirely different world. My true memories return to me now, and it is all thanks to you. More importantly, I believe I now understand how to wield Amatsukiori. It should not be long before my path becomes... My path home is clear to me as well, but first I must see my training to its completion. While waiting here, I heard unsettling stories of a foul beast terrorizing Bronze Lake. This is the perfect opportunity to put into practice everything I've learned. Today is the day I wield the power of Amatsukiori. After this last endeavor, let us meet in Limsalaminte. So we get to do another fate. Yay. Amatsukiori. If we're lucky, it's gonna be there. Otherwise, we'll have to wait a little bit. And it's not here, so we'll have to wait yet a little bit. But that is not too big of an issue. Yes. This one is amazing, by the way. Just thought I'd mention it. Also, hello. I guess it is happening now, huh? Hello, friends. Okay, so the big boy is immune at the moment. Oh, the look. Yeah, the fleas. Should probably stay a little bit away from that so I don't get cleaved by that. Not that I take too much damage, but still. If I can avoid damage, I should. Nearing my limit. Why is this thing... Oh, I see. It's a story thing. I feel like I've joined a friggin' anime. There we go. Hiya. The Dread Dragon. I feel like I'm playing Fire Emblem. Oh, I have Vengeance now. Nice. Not a cooldown to use. Whoopsie. Bumped into my mic. That can happen. Since my mic is basically in the path of my hand and my keyboard. Meanwhile, my Goobo buddy is just standing there, menacingly. Yes, my very menacing Goobo buddy. Just ignore the dragon. Doesn't matter. She just used a freaking AoE attack. Interesting. One more hit. And down it goes. Ba ba ba. Back to Limsalaminte. Nice. It's just over this way. Yet again. At last the power of Amatsukiori is mine to command, and my memories are slowly but surely returning. None of this would have been possible if not for your unwavering guidance. To think I could have forgotten a mission so vital. My resolve was unyielding, my mind focused on the task before me. In the end, I fear I may have jeopardized all I hold dear. As I told you earlier, my home is, or rather was, a world known as Vanadieu. Whatever. Try as we might, its destruction could not be forestalled. But fate saw fit to give me one last chance. I was allowed to travel back in time, to escape to the past before the darkness had consumed all. Together with the heroes of the past, I knew that tragedy could be averted, just as it had been so many times before. Sounds like Final Fantasy I in a certain way. Master was the greatest of them all, a hero without equal, whose grand adventures I mistook as my own memories. I cannot help but feel I am still forgetting something else important, something that happened to Master. I suppose in time it will come to me. Before I leave, might we go and speak with Remumu? If not for her insistence, I would have been bereft of your assistance. It would be rude not to extend my thanks to her as well. Okay. So where's? They are in the place. It's the other side. The Drowning Range. I hope. Either that or I just... Yeah, that's fine. She's still here. Iroha told me the good news. Her memory is, for the most part, restored. Perhaps more importantly, her training is complete. If you hadn't come with me to Costa del Sol, I dare say he'd still be swinging at the crabs along the beach. Shit. I was about to say, am I? Seriously? Now that I have you here, I'd very much like to talk to you about my story. About what you were doing before we arrived. How exactly did you come to be here near Yarzia? And you say you went back in time, trying to save your world? Yes, you have the right of it. No life was spared by the darkness, none saved for mine, that is. Fate intervened and I was sent back to the past, to a time where I could find heroes capable of saving Vanadiel. That is how I was reunited with Master, although at a much earlier time than I had anticipated. The last thing I remember is a fierce battle in a strange light. When next I awoke, I was here, to be torn away from Master when I was needed most. My heart feels like it may burst. How awful, you were close then. Master was like family to me, and an exceptional warrior besides. I've spent my entire life striving to become such a hero, and live up to the legends I so fondly remember. It all began with a stone, or so the story goes. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. The world entered an age of bliss, that is, until the gods fell into slumber. That world is my home, Vanadiel. It was home to three great nations, the Kingdom of Sandoria, the Republic of Bastok, and the Federation of Windburst, powerful as they were. Though, in times of strife, they would turn to a single hero, my master. Be it a demon of rage seeking vengeance, or a spiteful god our destruction. What? Or a spiteful god our destruction, Master was always there to pull us back from the brink of oblivion. Wait a second though, isn't this Final Fantasy XI? This is Final Fantasy XI. So, so long as there is light and life in the world, the legends of Vanadiel's greatest heroes will live on. This is Final Fantasy XI. I remembered a certain creature, which was like a super boss, I think. That's Alexander, isn't it? And Kate Sith. Interesting. It's probably Final Fantasy XI. There's little wonder those stories were the first to spring back to my mind. I have all but memorized them, but no matter how many times I asked, you would always... Oh, please excuse me. For a moment when I looked at you, something in your eyes reminded me of Master, and I... Don't worry yourself over it. I imagine our friend here often has that effect on people. Smile. I was expecting a nod. I realize how ridiculous this seems. Anyone in their right mind would think it's some fanciful dream. But for me, this world is the dream. And now is the time to awaken. When next I open my eyes, I will be home, in Vanadeo once more, at Master's side. This may be just a dream, but it is one I shall never forget. Thank you for everything. It would seem I am not yet ready to return. Is this perhaps the will of the goddess? If it is by her will, then so it shall be. I vow to work hard every day to become a warrior worthy of your teachings. Then, when the time comes, we shall meet again, here, in Eorzea, or perhaps in the waking world. There goes the greatest story I'll ever get to write. An adventurer from another world traveling back in time to save her people. Who's going to believe such a silly tale? I'll leave the flights of fancy to Pater. But for her sake, I hope she finds her way home, wherever that may be. Nod. And there we go. After all of that, we finally get this. So this is probably the picture from Final Fantasy XI. I don't know because I've never played that game before. So Heaven 11. Ah, I see. So now I know why people had this achievement popping up when they were here. Let me take a look actually. How does his pants look? Has a skirt. Then we have these things over here, which are pretty freaking nice. This entire outfit is pretty freaking nice, to be honest. This does not fit my character though. Not at all. This, however, does. It does work, but I think I'm gonna keep this. I have a lot of inventory space left, so that's fine. I'm just gonna continue with the story, and then we'll... once I go back to the inn, I'll just go and throw these in the armoire. Because I'm pretty dang sure that these are armoire bits. Bits and bobs. Alright, so after all of that, after literally 30 minutes of just one side quest, let's continue. I can guarantee you, like I said earlier, once we are done with the main story of Iroha and I unlock flying, we're not gonna be doing main story for a little bit. It's gonna be a lot of side stuff happening then. So prepare yourself. Or just skip it, really, if you don't care about it. Wouldn't judge you for it. However, I am still very curious to see what like little side stories and interesting things happen. Could also be like nothing too interesting, but then I get to learn more about the world, I guess. Right, it's a giant sept. Ha ha ha, this fate is shit. It's one of the fates that you need for the relic weapon books. I remember all of them. Bellyful is another one of those. By the way, and there's another one over here. And another one, not over here, but like sometimes you have to fight giants over here. And then there's another fate down here also. There's also this one. Oh no, this is a freeze coming. Okay. I thought I was thinking that it was, what's it called again? Run, Fido, run. It's... The eyes have taken it or something? Or the eyes have it, that's the one. That's over here. It's a really nasty fate. Gives you a minion though. But I wouldn't really say that that is worth it. In my humble opinion, of course. But at the same time, just 100%ing in and of itself without any reward is for me reward enough. Because I'm crazy like that. Alright, let us talk to your boy again. Or actually to this boy over here. You, the last responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, world travels fast in white brim front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Drillmon's mind. If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Win over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls. Decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. 'Twould be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Denifin Pass and take this bottle of vinegar? Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. That sounds horrifying for that creature. Oh well. Caring about ethics in my Final Fantasy? Exceptionally pungent vinegar made from the fermenting of Curthus-grown apples. I seem to remember a time where I collected 1,000,000 apples and turned them all into apple juice or whatever. And that was my food for XP buff for like a long time. They recently ran out though, so I just went to the market and bought 1,000,000 eggs. And I used those. You'd only need to use food in dungeons, really. Otherwise, I feel like the XP boost is not really that useful. IMO. Destination. Right. A ravenous mud puppy emerges. Ah, no, you weakened me. So now he has HP down and damage down. Now he's weak and pathetic. Can I stun you? Of course I can. This is ARR where stun is actually useful. There's other places where stun is also useful though. Stun and interrupt are both pretty dang useful. Arm's length too, but I continuously forget that arm's length is a thing. I've also recently learned something about Thrill of Battle. So apparently, let me go and use this, then I can read the buff over here. Maximum HP is increased, enhanced Thrill of Battle effect. HP recovery via healing actions is increased. Oh, so that is that a trait? Let me see. Because that's this thing over here. Adds an additional effect to Thrill of Battle and increase HP recovery via healing actions by 20%. That's a... Wait, what? Huh. It could also be that that is a, that before would be like a 10% increase? I want to check this out, because I'm a little bit confused about that. Because it only says this over here. Restores maximum HP by 20% and restores the amount increased. That's all it says, but when I use it, it also gives me this effect, I think. But it could also be this effect, but then like just 10% instead of 20. I'll use it once I have it. Also, why am I not using my freaking... Why am I not using my mount, huh? Because I'm reading, that's why. Because after all of the amount of hours that I've played Warrior, I'm still figuring out new things about playing a Warrior. Right. Fast forward. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was not an idiotic idea. Get a load of this. What does it say? A cross-section of meat sliced from the tail of a spotted mud puppy. The bone has not been removed. Oh dear, remind me to never wander near mud puppy's spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Anyway, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Never seen a man cook steak that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights, here and up above. Right, so now let me go and use it again. Is it 10% or 20% now? It doesn't tell me. Thanks. You there, lass. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. The rubbery texture of mud puppy meat will ensure your jaws grow exhausted before your belly grows full. I kind of hate that. Yes, yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men, and which besides, I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. What an asshole. What an asshole. Can I talk to you? Hello. We ought at least receive a hearty meal before you march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Hello's blessing be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Fortnite being mentioned in my Final Fantasy 14. Ever must we train to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, friend! Too few appetites at House Duran there must do more than its fair share for the sake of his guard. Right. This is the kind of stuff that you miss if you don't read the dialogue. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I've forgotten about the hardworking chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonata? She's doubtlessly so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. No problem, my boy. Oopsie. The chirurgeons. That's not a view. It's probably up here. I think this is where Sid is. And Elfino. Elfinot! There she is. Beg your pardon, madam, but I'm busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. Just like throwing a steak in her hands. Is that? Sniff sniff. Come to think of it, it has been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Let's see. Determination, vitality, tenacity, baby. The best inventions. Might have a word with you, Lynn. It concerns the chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperature of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. It's magic! The magic of science. Alright, it's time to leave this place and kill some more random creatures. Ah, yes. Murder. There it is. The eyes have it. That is the big fate. You can see when a fate is pretty dang difficult when it has a 30-minute freaking time. That should tell you enough. Let's hope that that hipposurf is not going to attack me. Because I don't want to deal with more than just this ice sprite. Bonk. Blizzard! Again and again and again, yes. Ah. And thus he dies. As I cleave him in twain. I love how I'm playing a female character, but I'm at the same time also using like ridiculously manly voices constantly. Whatever. You don't know how deep... you don't know how deep Lynn's voice is. Well, you do, because if she makes a sound, it's not that deep. The secret voice of Lynn Adair. A very deep, manly voice. Yeah, no. Not really. Hello, Sid. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. I'll show you these balls. Sorry. What an amazing device, but is it really an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of the device, or this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, it is as effective as it claims. It will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Where thee the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. You are such an asshole. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questionings of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptations proffered by these unbelievers. Oh my lord. Religion. It's such a beautiful thing, but people abuse it. What does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Franzel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. I think I'm gonna do one more quest, and that's gonna be the end of the episode, I think. Before we can persuade Lord Drillmon to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guillaume that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor. Despite him being such a prominent figure in Curtis, perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of White Bin Front. Share your findings with Alphino in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Hello. Hello, what the fuck is that face? Inquisitor Guillaume, yes, of course I know him. Alas, I've not seen him since the day he came to White Brim Front several moons ago. My memory is somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in the snow that day, and I had the ill fortune of being assigned to the Night's Watch. While the stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in the darkness, black as pitch. My route, whatever, took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. Thinking it was a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I woke, it was days later, in this very bed where I have lain, recuperating from my injuries ever since. I tried to rescue him, but in the end Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gate. I owe him my life, madam, and I hope to one day repay his kindness. Wait, there's another person in here that I can talk to? Did I somehow miss somebody? Huh? Okay. They might be outside then. Oh yeah, they're probably under the stairs, yeah. Yeah, boy. It's Alboise. Inquisitor Guillaume, I haven't the foggiest of whom you speak. Unbeliever. Aye, we have learned of your deeds at Witchdrop. I will not be party to whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor. Away with you. My god, Curthus is such a shitty place. Once again, these are little things that I've actually never really learned because I wasn't reading when I played the story because I wasn't interested that much. Or, I don't know, when I'm not recording, reading is difficult. Under Inquisitor Guillaume's watchful gaze, unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. To say he goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Blessed are we to have such a goodly, righteous man to protect us. This guy seems like a nice guy. Well, it's not a nice guy, he's just doing his job, I guess. The Holy See has decreed that the Inquisitors are the arbiters of Hallone's will. They are to be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. Wow, that was... I expected a lot more than that. Right. And thus we will speak with Alphino. Shiver. Well, you should probably put on some more clothes, huh? In case you have yet to notice, my attire is ill-suited to this climate. I realized it soon after our arrival, but paid it no mind, as I had hoped we might find the Enterprise far faster. Instead, we've wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. Never mind, our journey is almost at an end. All that remains is to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Sid tells me I've been busy making inquiries, yes? Should come as no surprise that he is held in high regard. Even so, I am beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let us more closely review the testimonials you obtained, Lyn. Mayhap they will prove insight into Inquisitor Guillaume's motivations. We will do that in the next episode of the Dragon Botnet. Well, Final Fantasy XIV in any case. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of this. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV. The next episode we're gonna go and talk to this boy again, and we're gonna actually continue doing the story since there's no other thing that I need to do at the moment. Goodbye.